Hello everybody, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews. Let's go see what's in the fridge today. Hello everybody, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews. Today, thanks a bunch for stopping by. Today's beer is a Goose Island Bourbon County brand stout. This is a 2014 edition. I couldn't find it on Beer Advocate. They had the proprietor's version of it, but not the regular version like this. This is a 13.8%er according to the label. And over the years here, guys, I've had 3 different subscribers send me one of these beers. So we're going to shout out all 3 of them, Matt, Rico, and Ewan. All 3 of them sent me a version of the same beer here, the 2014 edition of this beer. So we're shouting out all 3 of those guys because I'm not going to re-review it anytime soon. And I don't even know if I still have the other one since all 3 of them sent the same beer. I may have drank them by now. So I did save this one and put all 3 of them's name on the back. This is a pretty big beer at 13.8%. And this particular version that Goose Island does, and everybody knows more than likely that AB InBev owns them now. But this particular version is still done in Chicago. Is still a very tasty beer. There are people that's had it before AB InBev. It says it has changed, it's not as good. I never had one before AB InBev got their hands on it, so I still think it's a very tasty beer. The ones that they're still producing out of Chicago seem to be still very tasty, especially all the ones they do in the Bourbon County series, the barley wines and the stouts and several different others they do in that series. They still have to be very impressive beers to me. I didn't try to dig up anybody's notes that sent me this. There's just as many notes. Basically, a lot of the guys send the same thing that's written either on Beer Advocate or Untapped on these beers. So, being a 13.8%er, like I said, Beer Advocate, I couldn't find it there on this particular version. Untapped does have it listed as a 2014 with the right ABV. They're saying it's 60 IBUs. And their commercial description says a liquid as dark and dense as black hole with a thick foam the color of bourbon barrel. Denotes an intense mix of charred oak, chocolate, vanilla, caramel, and smoke. One sip has more flavor than your average case of beer. I don't know if I'd go that far, but they're pretty accurate. It is having a lot of taste, and usually the bourbon notes are really strong on these and very impressive. Not a cheap beer to buy, but a very tasty beer, especially if you like a bourbon barrel stout. So that's all we need to talk about. So we got the ABV, we got the vintage anyway. Actually, it has 2014 here on the front label, and on the side here on the back label it says bottled on September 14th of 2014. So and we're here in April of 2019, so not quite 5 years old, but getting close to 4.5 anyway. Not a big hiss, but a little bit. Not a lot of smoke, but a little bit. Let's go straight down the center on this very dark black beer coming out of the bottle. And that is about as aggressive as I can pour that beer. And it didn't produce very much of a head, maybe 1/8 of an inch around the outside of the glass, and just barely covering the top of the beer on the inside of the glass. And that's what 12 ounces looks like in this pretentious beer glass here. My favorite glass, and everybody knows that by now. It has been my favorite glass ever since Paris sent it to me many years ago. So, over to the light, there is none. It is pitch black, guys. Let's get it to the nose and see if we got any bourbon in this one. 4.5 years in the bottle. Yes, it is there. The bourbon notes are there, guys. Rich roasted malt, a hint of some charred oak. Got a nice sweetness to the back end. Black molasses, a little bittersweet chocolate. Hints of a little bit of coffee. It doesn't have any coffee used in the brewing process, but I'm still getting some notes of that. Smells awesome, guys. It really does. I'm very impressed with this style of beer from these guys. Even though AB InBev has their hand in it, it seems like they're letting these guys still produce these beers without cutting a lot of cost or anything. So that's probably why it still sells. And now they've gone to an embossed, different style of bottle now that they put these beers in. So and this could be just a regular bottle before they put a label on it, but the newer ones are made specifically for this series of beers. Smells awesome. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Matt, Rico, and Ewan. Thank you, all of you guys. I do appreciate it. Wow, that is so delicious. There is a little bit of alcohol, and I will say that. It's not burning or doing anything crazy, but you're drinking an almost 14%, guys. It's hard to hide all of that alcohol, but they've done a very, very well job of doing it on this one. And a lot of times when they smell the bourbon, they smell alcohol. I mean, they just associate the bourbon smell, oh, it's boozy because it smells like bourbon. Not necessarily. Not to me, anyway. If I'd had this beer 10, 15 years ago, it would have blown my palate out of my mouth. But this beer now is a very tasty beer. It's almost like a dessert to me because it is so well made and so tasty, and the bourbon notes are there. It's absolutely delicious, guys. Delicious. But like I said, it's not a cheap beer to buy, but it is an impressive beer if you can get your hands on it. So, with that being said, it's right out of the fridge. Let's sip on it for a little bit and see where it ends up. Alright guys, I'm back. I've been sipping on it for a while now. Not a lot of lacing left on the glass, but a very tasty beer. Very, very tasty beer. Probably the best series of beers from Goose Island that they make as far as I'm concerned. Just my opinion though. The barley wines and the stouts and all of them, the Bourbon County series beers are very, very tasty, very well done, very well made. And this one is no exception. Bourbon notes are there, guys, and that's what I want to see if I'm purchasing or reviewing a bourbon barrel beer. Very, very nice aroma. Very nice taste. Nice, easy drinking for an almost 14%er, as easy as it can get for that big of a beer. Very nice. Final chug. I think it's fairly well smooth for a monster beer of this caliber, this ABV. Very tasty beer, guys. I find most of the Bourbon County series beers exceptionally well done, and this is no exception. I think it's an A beer, guys, and that's what I'm going to give it. It's a 100 for me. Very, very tasty. Once again, to Matt, Enrico, and Ewan for sending me these beers. It is a very nice beer, very well done. Over to Beer Advocate, they have it at 4.6 out of 5. One of the best numbers you're going to see from those guys over there. And over to Untappd, they have it at 4.59. Also, awesome numbers from those guys there too. As far as I'm concerned, it's a 10 beer all the way around from everybody. So, if you had, especially the 2014 edition, which is what I'm having right now, it has cellared exceptionally well for a 4.5-year-old beer in the bottle. Let me know what you think. Like I said, all their beers in this series are very, very tasty, and this is no exception. These do cellar very well. So if you have one in your cellar, rest assured it's still pretty tasty. So until we meet again, let's go see what's in the fridge.